Live from the Collins Pearly Sports Center, you're watching BFA Bobwhite football. Good evening, everyone. Tate Brooks, Dave Burno. Welcome back to the press booth. It's great to see you.
Thanks, Tate. It's great seeing you, too. We were just trying to figure out, you and I, how long it's been. It's been at least 5, maybe 6 years since you and I have broadcast a game together, and we did so many. So I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, great to see you. Nice evening here. I say nice because it's not raining up at the Collins Pearly, but the BFA Bobwhites playing host to the Essex Hornets. Dave, important game for both teams. They both come in 1-2 overall.
Yeah, it really is. BFA coming off a 27-20 defeat to Middlebury last weekend, in which we understand they played extremely well, a good football game. They weren't able to, 2020 at halftime, Tate, they weren't able to punch one BFA any type of score in the second half. Middlebury able to score a touchdown, 7 points. So obviously played extremely well. Essex coming off a big win last week.
Essex beating St. Johnsbury 16-14. St. J apparently did have an opportunity to win that at the very end, but
yeah, I mean, I blocked. I think a long field goal, a 52-yard field goal was blocked, and then Essex had an interception by linebacker Carter Davis. So Essex, though, you look at the scores, Tate. Even though they're 1-2, and you and I were talking about this before we came on the air, they played Hartford tough. They lose by 9 points to Hartford, 30-21 in week 2, and then they lose in week 1 to an Essex team, 36-29. So for first-year coach Ethan Curtis, seems like he's got a pretty good club. Watching them in pregame, they clearly have some athletes.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. And so that was Curtis's first win of his career. He's taking over for Marty Richards. So Essex is the Division I state champions currently until at least the end of the football season this year. But certainly, as you mentioned, Dave, they have some good athletes. They got a returning quarterback in Charlie Bowen. And certainly a very gifted receiver, Joshua Brown, who again we saw during pregame.
He just did one of those one-handed Odell Beckham receptions in pregame, and he's already caught 3 touchdown passes this year. Obviously, a prolific receiver on the outside. They complement the running game with Tanner Robbins, number 2. At running back, and a host of athletes. And, of course, BFA has their own set of athletes, Tate.
Yeah, certainly led by quarterback Seneca DeRocher. He accounted for all 3 touchdowns last week against Middlebury. Dave, again, as you mentioned, they lost, but BFA did have 3 touchdowns courtesy of their quarterback in the first half of that game.
Yeah, and he's complemented with some good running back.
Bobwhites will certainly have an opportunity to take on CVU later this season, but again, back on the field here, BFA, Essex, regardless if it's hockey inside on the ice or out on the field, that's biggest rivalry as far as BFA goes?
I think so, Tate. Clearly, I totally agree. And whenever BFA and Essex, whether they face off or meet on a field of play, no matter the sport, it's a big game. So beautiful night, as you said, tonight. Looks like the winds died down. It's been windy up here all day today. So we know that both teams can throw the football. So we're interested to see how that pans out tonight. I don't think there's going to really be any type of wind advantage from one side of the field to the other.
Tonight's broadcast is made possible with the help of our community partners, Northwest Rehabilitation, Handy Toyota, Novus Glass, and Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness. If you'd like to help support Northwest Access TV's coverage of live high school sports, have your business reach out and staff at 802-782-8676. Northwest Access TV covers more than 100 games during the school year, and your logo could be seen by all of Franklin County and Vermont. So actually tonight's game is being broadcast throughout the state on the Xfinity Comcast channel, and then of course here locally on channel 1079.
Got a nice crowd, Tate, as usual, here up at Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Complex. Beautiful night, as we said. Great night for football. And looks like the field, Essex across the way from us on the visitor sideline already lined up, and we have the BFA Bobwhites here oncoming into the field.
We'll also try to give you some updates throughout the game here this evening. So besides tonight's game, CVU is at St. Johnsbury. That's another big Division I game. Middlebury hosting Rutland. In Division II action, Brattleboro hosting Fairhaven, Linden at Spalding, Milton at North Country, and Mill River at Woodstock.
We might throw some college scores, Tate, at everybody, too. Got some decent college games on the lineup tonight.
And CFL games. You got the
That's
Montreal
right.
Alouettes playing at home at Molson Percival Stadium this evening as well.
Okay,
That's
well,
what
there
I'll
you
be
go.
watching after tonight's game.
Okay, excellent.
So both squads now back out on the field. Team captains heading out for the coin toss. Captains for BFA, Michael McNall, James Harrison, and Liam Wood. Bobwhites sporting their traditional green uniforms, gold helmets, white pants. Next week, homecoming for BFA, so we'll see their alternative uniforms, all gold.
Right on. That's been a statement that Coach Jeff Murray's had, Tate, for quite some years, right?
I think BFA had the alternative uniforms before it became a thing.
Yeah, probably. But it's hard to believe. We were talking about this, Tate, as the captains are on the field with a coin toss. This is the halfway point of the season, right? Because 8 games in the playoffs, 9 teams in Division I now, and 8 teams make the playoffs. So big game tonight. You know, as you said earlier when we came on the air, there's a big difference between 2-2 and 1-3.
No, absolutely. So one of these squads will finish the evening back at 500. Again, kind of a tough loss for the Bobwhites down at Middlebury last week. Certainly a game they thought they could come away with.
Yeah, we heard they moved the ball extremely well, though, especially in that first half. And I think it sounds like both teams and both coaching staffs made necessary second half adjustments before they came out. And Middlebury, as I mentioned earlier, able to punch one in. So hopefully BFA can feed off that first half of football and is able to move the ball offensively tonight.
So, Essex has won the coin toss. They have elected to defer to the second half. So Bobwhites will get the ball first here. Officials just chatting with them as far as seeing what side of the field Essex would like to defend here. So BFA will be going from right to left on your television. We made mention of homecoming. So next Friday night, Bobwhites back here at the Collins Pearly, where they'll host the combined Burlington, South Burlington Seawolves. Dave, we were talking before the game. Well, we'll come back to it here after the anthem. just going to say that, so next week, homecoming, BFA hosts Burlington, South Burlington. It's just two of the largest high schools in the state of Vermont. It's just strange to see that they're unable to field their own teams. And
it is, and you know, especially you take South Burlington. We were talking about the feeder programs, Tate, before we came on air, and the South Burlington Dolphins, renowned, you know,
longtime head coach Renee LeBurge.
I mean, and anyway, hopefully they'll be able to rebuild. It all starts in the feeder programs. We know that in any type of high school environment, you need a good, strong feeder program. So hopefully we put it back together. At least the good news is they're playing football, both schools.
Yeah. Speaking of feeder programs, I think it was last week, BFA, the St. Albans Steelers had a big win over the Essex Chargers. So congratulations to Chris Sabrin, the head coach for the St. Albans Steelers, on that win. Again, it's always nice whether it's in varsity football or in youth football. So Parker Dodlin back deep at around his own 10-yard line for BFA. And Landon Underwood also for the Bobwhites.
Those are two names, Tate, right, we expect to call tonight running the football for BFA.
Charlie Bowen, quarterback for the Hornets, to kick off as well. Ball teed up at his own 40-yard line. And the kick is away. High end over end kick. And it's going to be fielded by Underwood. Picked up at the 10. And Underwood turns it upfield to the 30. Lowers his shoulder out to the BFA 35-yard line.
You know, Tate, you see that happen. It doesn't matter the level of football. Sometimes when you do miff the opening kickoff or a punt, it throws the opposing team off guard a little bit. They get out of the lane somewhat, give Underwood a lot of credit, and the BFA kick return team for holding their blocks. Great run back.
So here we go. Bobwhites will start this first offensive series of the evening at their own 36-yard line. Dagan Rathburn splits out wide here to the near side. Seneca DeRocher up under center. Handoff straight ahead and lowering the shoulder for a pickup of a couple on the play is number 12, Liam Wood.
Yeah, good hard run by Wood. Nice tackle. Didn't pick up the number for Essex, though. Wrapped up Wood only after a short game of about a yard.
Sets up a 2nd and 9 at the 37.
Essex Tate coming out with a 4-man front, it looks like.
Bobwhites spread things out here. 4 receivers set. 2 on the top of your screen, 2 on the bottom. DeRocher fires, hits his man, and turning it upfield is Landon Underwood. And they're going to spot Underwood about a yard short of the first down.
Yeah, quick stop, drop back pass by DeRocher. Give Underwood credit. Did just a little turn pattern and was wide open. Good catch and throw.
Call it 3rd and 2 for the Bobwhites. Nose of the football right on their own 45-yard line.
Great quick release by DeRocher on that 2.5 step drop. Great way to start the football game.
Rathburn splits out wide here to the near side. Dodlin splits out wide to the far side. DeRocher, long count. Looking to get Essex to jump. They don't. Here's the handoff straight ahead to the fullback, and it looks like BFA will have the first down. That was Liam Wood on the carry.
Good surge by the right-hand side of that BFA line, Tate, and Wood did a good job. He got hit early on, and he kept his legs moving and pumping and was able to push the ball across for a first down. Always nice to come out and get that first down, right?
Absolutely. Especially as a Steelers fan last night, watching them go 0 for 9 on 3rd down. It's nice to see it on the first series, right? All right, 2 receivers set here to the near side. Shotgun formation here for Seneca DeRocher. DeRocher takes a snap, fakes it to Wood, rolls out here to the near side, looking downfield, fires it, has a man, and incomplete pass intended for Deegan Rathburn.
Yeah, Bowen for Essex on the play. Good play call. They fake Wood going right. Nice sprint option by DeRocher going left to his weak side. He showed his athletic ability. Good throw on the run. Just a little low for his target. Rathburn on the play. Like the play call, though. Open up with a nice pass play to the sideline. Nothing over the middle.
Sets up a 2nd and 10 here for the Bobwhites. Rathburn splits out wide here to the near side. Looks like Bobwhites have a double wing formation. Motion in the backfield. And it's a pitch here to the near side. That's Underwood. No. That's Dodlin. Dodlin stutter steps and picks up 7, maybe 8 yards on the carry.
Yeah, good athletic running by Dodlin. You know, it looked like he was going to get caught behind the line of scrimmage. He made a couple of quick moves, let his blocks establish, cut back in the inside, and picked up a nice gain.
Call it 3rd and 2 for BFA. Quarterback Seneca DeRocher talking with his head coach Jeff Murray for the play call.
Like the movement on that. Interesting movement for BFA.
Bobwhites still, if you're wondering, run the Delaware wing tee. Rathburn splits out wide here to the near side. More traditional wing tee look in the backfield now. Here's a snap, handoff straight ahead to Liam Wood, and his 2nd effort looks like he picks up the 1st down.
Yeah, nice hard running once again by Wood. He was hit by Jeff Armada, who takes up a lot of space, the senior captain on the defensive line, number 77 for Essex. So Wood was hit as soon as the ball was handed off to him by DeRocher. Good hard running.
You're going to bring in the sticks. From my vantage point, it looks like he may have the 1st down by half a football.
You know, Tate, it's right here where we are in the press booth.
Where are your binoculars?
I don't. I looked for them for 2 hours today. Of course, I blamed it on Melly, and I'm like, where did you put my binoculars?
All right, well, short by a few inches. So 4th and inches here. Decision time for head coach Jeff Murray.
Big decision early on in the football game. BFA's shown an ability to move the football against Essex.
So 4th and inches. 8:41 remaining here in the first quarter. 0-0 your score if you're just tuning in. And gonna have a pistol formation here. There's a snap. Calling his own number here to the near side is Wood, and Wood has the 1st down for BFA. Liam Wood.
Nice job by great play call by BFA. They line up, as you mentioned, 3 setbacks almost to the left of Wood in the backfield. And Liam gets the snap from center in a shotgun and follows his blocks.
I mean, that's kind of like the old Wildcat, right?
Absolutely.
Or we would call it here a few times the Bobcat, right?
That's right. It's all coming back, Tate.
2 receivers to the top of your screen. Handoff here to the near side. Looking to turn the corner is Wood. He has a hole, and Wood drives ahead down to the BFA 30-yard, Essex 30-yard line.
Nice inside counter from DeRocher to Wood. We used to call that the quick opener, and Wood cuts across, finds a seam off tackle, is able to power his way for a nice 8-yard gain.
Sets up a 2nd and 2. Wood checks out for a breather. Isaac Gratton will check in, the fullback here for BFA. Ball spotted at the Hornet 31-yard line. Rathburn splits out wide to the top of the field. Shotgun formation for DeRocher. Back to pass. Fires it over the far side. Has a man. Turns the corner and turns it upfield is Landon Underwood.
Nice little out pattern by Underwood. Just a quick little flip. And DeRocher's got a nice motion. Really gets rid of the ball quickly. Very fluid, quick release. On the money. All of his throws so far, Tate, have been on the money tonight. So BFA offense looking very strong early on here.
Nice balance between the pass and run.
Would completely agree.
So here we go. 1st and 10 for the Bobwhites. Ball spotted at the Essex 27-yard line. They'll take DeRocher, put him back up under center. Essex showing blitz. There's a quick pitch here to the near side, and met in the backfield is Underwood for a loss of 3 on the play.
You know, we talked about Joshua Brown, the senior wide receiver for Essex, and he just made a sterling defensive play. Came up, read that beautifully, came into the backfield, wrapped up, and made a nice tackle. That's really Essex's best defensive play tonight.
Yeah. So Brown going in untouched. That's going to be a loss of, call it 5 on the play, setting up a 2nd and 15. Daniel Rafferty checks into the game. Rafferty splits out wide on the far side. 4 receiver set, shotgun formation here for DeRocher. And he'll call his own number, has a seam, and there goes Seneca DeRocher, has a corner, lowers his shoulder, and Seneca DeRocher out at the Essex 10.
Yeah, nice ball fake to number 44, Isaac Gratton. And then DeRoche did all the rest. He found a seam on the left-hand side and used his speed to get around the end. Had a great pickup.
So first down for the Bobwhites, sets up a 1st and 10 at about the 12. So Bobwhites can theoretically still pick up a first down here before getting it in the end zone. Good, strong opening drive here by the Bobwhite offense. Rathburn splits out wide on the far side, 2-receiver set. Shotgun formation for Seneca DeRocher. Handoff in the backfield, nowhere to go this time for Gratton. It's going to be a loss of 3 on the play.
Wrapped up quickly by Carter Davis, number 53 for Essex. Excellent defensive play. So last two series, some really nice plays. The first by number 19, Joshua Brown, and now by Carter Davis. We'll see if BFA can regroup as they did in the last particular offensive set.
Bobwhites taking their time in the huddle. Parker Dodlin splits out wide. It's going to be a trips formation. 3 receivers to the top side of the field here for the Bobwhites. Shotgun formation. DeRocher sprints out to that side, looking downfield, under pressure, heaves it into the end zone. It is incomplete. Tiptoeing on the far side was Deegan Rathburn, but not able to come down with it.
Like the play call, though, and as you said, three receiver set to the outside. Rathburn ran a corner route, Tate, just past the first pylon in the right side of the end zone, and pretty good throw once again by DeRoche. Even his misses have been close.
Sets up a 3rd and long, call it 3rd and about 14. Ball spotted at around the 16, 17-yard line of Essex. Rathburn splits out wide to the far side. Underwood also up there. 4 receivers set. Shotgun formation here for the Bobwhites. There's a snap, back to pass. It's a quick fire, and the ball is caught by, I believe, Underwood. It's going to be short of the first down, but picks up some additional yardage for a possible field goal opportunity.
Yeah, nice play call. Underwood was in the right slot. He just did a quick in, and DeRoche hit him as soon as he cut and turned. Picked up some necessary yards, as you said. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to go for it or kick the field goal.
So it's 4th and call it 9. Ball at the 11. Let's see what head coach Jeff Murray dials up. Looks like they will be going for it. So here we go, 4th and 9. Empty set backfield once again. DeRocher taking his time, takes the snap, steps back, has some time. Jukes now, directs his man, fires it, caught, and it is close down to the 1. No signal. They're going to say he's down at the 1-yard line, but that is good enough, I believe, for a first down.
It was. They were on the 11. It was 4th and 9, and I believe he is inside the 2-yard line, so it should be enough for a first down. Great job by DeRoche Tate making something happen. Step back in the pocket, rolled to his right, and a nice pass and a nice catch.
Second 4th down conversion on this drive by the Bobwhite offense. So here we go, 1st and goal for BFA. Ball spotted at the 1. There's a snap to Wood. Liam Wood lowers his shoulder, and Wood is in for a BFA touchdown.
We saw that play earlier in the drive where they line up 3. This time they line up 3 setbacks to the right. Wood gets the snap directly from center in the Bobcat. Can we call it that again? Yeah. And does a nice job slicing through the line.
I mean, last time we saw that used a lot was with Matt Wainscott.
That's correct. That was
if I recall.
That was a while ago.
Trip down memory lane.
That's right. Excellent drive by BFA, and they chewed up a lot of clock, Tate.
Down to 4:04 remaining here. Well, here's the PAT opportunity. Dodlin to hold. Gets it down. The kick under pressure is blocked. Ball is loose, picked up, and blown dead. With that, we'll take a quick timeout. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. All right, welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center. Tate Brooks, Dave Burno. Dave, your thoughts on that opening drive?
Well, BFA, we talked about their ability. We heard last week to move the football in the first half, and they completely showed that. Great drive all the way down the field, 2 4-and-outs, and two fourth down conversions. And I thought the offense really gelled. I liked the different sets that Coach Murray and his offense used. DeRoche used his athletic ability. Wood ran the ball well. Underwood caught the ball well. I mean, obviously the offensive line gave this some time and some creasing, so really nice drive.
John Ireland to kick away here for the Bobwhites. Ball teed up at his own 40-yard line. Kick is away, line drive kick on the far side. Takes a hop, ball is now loose on the ground, but covered up immediately by Bale and Fisher.
Good job by Fisher, number 44 for Essex. Those are that's the hot tamale when it comes at you, and you just, they teach you early on in preseason just to fall on it. He did a good job of that.
You got to be like a shortstop, but the other thing is you got, 9 guys charging at you.
Exactly, and Essex has pretty good field position on their own 35 to start.
All right, here we go. Hornets led by quarterback Charlie Bowen. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers set here to the near side. Bowen with the snap. He'll hand off straight ahead to number 2, Tanner Robbins. And Robbins has the first down and more. And Robbins still on his feet down to the BFA 36-yard line.
Well, not a great start for the BFA defense, but a much better start for the Essex offense. As you mentioned, Robbins cut off the left side, had a gaping hole, was able to scramble to the outside, down the Essex sideline from his own bench, cut back to the middle, and made a beautiful run of it.
Last year, the Hornets did have success running the football against the Bobwhites. Bowen, here's a snap. Again, handoff on that far side to Robbins. Again, they push the pile, pickup of 5 on the carry.
Another good drive by that Essex offensive line. Tanner Robbins really able to just find a couple of linemen to run behind on that particular run. That was almost an isolation take just off left guard.
Down to 3:13 remaining here in the first quarter. BFA with a 6-0 lead. No huddle here for the Hornets. Bowen with the snap. Back to pass now, firing it here to the near side. Ball is caught by Joshua Brown, but immediately held up.
Yeah, and great play by number 7. Cody Barrett came flying up from his linebacker position as soon as Brown, who's one of their most dangerous receivers on the outside, made the catch. Excellent play by Barrett.
Sets up a 3rd and 2 at the Bobwhite 30. 3 receivers set on the far side. Bowen under pressure, gets it away, high and incomplete.
Interesting play call. Essex is running the football on their first 2, a long, almost 30-yard run. First run by Robbins. They run, effectively the second play. Then we have a couple of pass plays. It's interesting calls.
Barrett was blitzing in on the near side here, really forced Bowen to get rid of that ball, I think a little bit sooner than he wanted to. So here we go, 4th and 2 for the Hornets. High snap, and breaking the tackle is Robbins, who was behind the line. Now he breaks free again, and Robbins is in for a Hornet touchdown.
Great run by Robbins. We knew that he was a very good running back, and you can tell he just, it takes a lot. You got to wrap up and really bring him down. He ran through about 3 tackles after he ran through the line of scrimmage. So excellent job by Tanner Robbins on that particular drive, and Essex strikes quickly.
Yeah, defensive coordinator Rusty Brand, I'm sure, is not going to be happy with what he saw tackling-wise on that one. All right, Hornets looking for the PAT. Charlie Bowen to kick. Under pressure, Bowen gets it up, and it is good. With 2:24 remaining here in the first quarter at Essex 7, BFA 6. You're watching Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center. Tate Brooks, Dave Burno. Dave, your thoughts on the Hornets' first drive?
It was quick. It was quick and effective. They tried to throw a ball a couple of times. They just, in my opinion, and I mentioned that on that 4th down play, keep it on the ground, and good things will happen. Robbins is a very, very good running back. BFA definitely will need to tidy things up from the tackling standpoint. A lot of missed tackles on that particular drive by the Bobwhites.
So the Bobwhite kick return team back out on the field. Dodlin and Underwood back deep here for BFA. High end over end kick and fielded and falling down where the play is going to be whistled dead. I believe that was Parker Dodlin. Getting high school football, as soon as your knee goes down, out comes the whistle.
Yeah, Dodlin made a good job. He just happened to slip on the field. It's probably a little greasy out there with all the rain you said you've had up here, Tate, this week. So, and as you mentioned, similar to college, not like the pros. In the pros, you can put your knee down and get back up. College and high school, once your knee's down, you're down.
So the Bobwhite offense back out on the field. Seneca DeRocher with the play call in the Bobwhite huddle. Going to be a 3-receiver set here to the near side for BFA. DeRocher with the snap, calls his own number, squirts through the middle. There he is, still driving ahead, and Seneca DeRocher is going to have 9 yards on the quarterback keeper.
Yeah, real simple play. Just took the snap from center, found a crease on the right side between guard and tackle, and made a nice run. Dragged down by number 2 for Essex, Tanner Robbins.
2nd and 1 for BFA. Ball now spotted at around their 24-yard line.
DeRocher has a great instinct with that first cut. He's very, very fast. Reads the play extremely well when he runs the football.
Caldwin checks in. He splits out wide here to the near side. DeRocher now back up under center. There's a snap, and handoff goes to the fullback straight ahead, and should be enough for the first down. It is. Liam Wood on the carry.
Liam Wood's done a very effective job running the ball between the tackles tonight for BFA. Has had some key first downs already tonight. Nice tackle on the play by number 75, Caleb Hill, a senior for Essex.
So Bobwhite's methodical once again. Pick up the first down, 1st and 10 at their, call it 26-yard line. Caldwell splits out wide here to the near side. Shotgun formation here for Seneca DeRocher. There's the snap. Back to pass. DeRocher sprints here to the near side. Looking downfield, trying to direct a receiver, and then hits his man. And did he hold on, Caldwell?
Looks like he did. Looks like Braden Caldwell split end.
Took a hit.
Yeah, took a hit high by the Essex defender and was able to hang on. Excellent pitch and throw from DeRocher to Braden Caldwell.
Called a pickup of 6, sets up a 2nd and 4. We're down to about 30 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
Essex still sticking, Tate, with that 4-man front. They haven't really moved things around much.
3 receivers on the far side. DeRocher takes a snap. Counter handoff here to the near side to Wood. Wood looking, turns the field, drives ahead, and he's going to be close to the first down.
Nice job by Wood following his block. Good block at the point of attack by number 72 for BFA. That's Brendan Pelletier. Also out on that block were Timothy Sanders, tight end number 80. So BFA offensive linemen doing a really nice job holding their blocks tonight, giving DeRocher and Wood creases and holes to run through.
So it is enough for the first down. They set the sticks. The clock hits 000, and that will do it on the first quarter of play. Our score, Essex 7, BFA 6. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center. Tate Brooks, Dave Burno, as we look to begin the second quarter of play. Bobwhites with the football.
So both offensive, Tate, have Essex, of course, only having the ball once. BFA with its second possession. Both offenses have shown the ability to move the football defensively. I think both defensive coordinators for both BFA and Essex respectively are kind of going to the draw board to figure out what they can do here to contain respective offenses.
So here we go. 1st and 10 for BFA. Ball spotted at the 39-yard line. There's a snap. And keeping his own number, Seneca. And Seneca, DeRocher has a lane, and watch out. There he goes out to the 45, and DeRocher down to the Hornet 41.
Yeah, almost about a 20-yard pickup for DeRocher on the play. Nice ball fake. Cut it up appropriately. Another really nice hole, on the left side of the BFA offensive line.
So Bobwhite offense move the sticks once again. 1st and 10. They officially mark it at the Hornet 41. This one turning into a track meet.
It is. Good deception, though, by DeRocher and the BFA backs in the backfield. Essex having a hard time picking up that football.
2 receivers set here to the near side for the Bobwhites. Shotgun, there's the snap. DeRocher back to pass, looking across the middle. Pump fakes, now directing his receivers downfield. Fires across the middle and almost intercepted, looking for Rathburn. But diving in there was Ethan Hemingway.
Good job by Hemingway. DeRocher did a good job allowing his receivers to get open, and Rathburn just couldn't get open enough. And as you mentioned, a really nice defensive play by number 6, Ethan Hemingway, sophomore defensive back for Essex.
Good job by the Bobwhite offensive line, giving DeRocher some time back there.
BFA's offensive line has done extremely well here. We've made note of that several times during the broadcast. They look good.
So 2nd and 10. Bobwhites break the huddle. Sanders, tight end, splits out wide here to the near side. 4 receiver sets for the Bobwhites. DeRocher with the snap. Steps up over on the far side now, under some pressure, and he lowers his shoulder, and he's going to drive ahead. Turns nothing into something.
Yeah, he felt a lot of pressure by number 19, Joshua Brown, Essex senior defensive end, who was coming after him from the right side. DeRocher decided to tuck the ball in and move left and got a pretty good gain out of that.
Say he stepped out of bounds, so they only give him about a yard pickup, so call it, or maybe 2, call it 3rd and 8. Nose of the football right on the Hornet 40-yard line.
Seneca did a lot of running, Tate, for a couple of yards.
Yeah. Here we go, 4 receiver set for the Bobwhites. There's the snap, quick one. Pass out here to the near side. Ball is caught, looking to turn it upfield is Underwood. Underwood's going to be, call it 4 or 5 yards short. And decision time for head coach Jeff Murray, looking at a 4th and about 5 at the Essex 35.
Nice tackle by Joseph Reed, another sophomore for Essex. I like the nice route, too.
So the Bobwhites were 2 for 4, or 2 for 2 on 4th downs on their first drive. This is their first 4th down opportunity on the second offensive possession.
They have moved the football well, though. A little bit of a gamble here on the Essex 35 with 4th and call it a long 4, Tate.
So here we go. 2 receivers set here to the near side. Shotgun formation for DeRocher. He calls his own number, lowers his shoulder as he faked the handoff to Wood, and he's going to be short.
Great defensive play by number 15, Carter Crete. Another sophomore for Essex. We've called 3 sophomores here in this specific Bobwhite offensive series. Great tackle, it looked like, and we know DeRocher runs extremely hard. Put his shoulder down, and Crete came in and made a nice solo one-on-one tackle.
Hornets showing 12 sophomores on their roster. So Bobwhites needed 4, only picked up 2.5, maybe 3, so just short. They'll turn the ball over on downs, and out comes the high-octane Essex offense. Charlie Bowen, shotgun, there's a snap. Little fakes the pitch, calls his own number, and stood up by James Harrison, number 55.
Great job by Harrison. Was meant earlier. Harrison finished off Bowen. First time we've seen Bowen take the ball tonight.
Yeah. Called a pickup of 2, sets up a 2nd and 8 here for the Hornets. 2 receivers set here to the near side. There's a snap. Handoff goes to Robbins on the far side. Robbins finds a crease, and it's going to be short of the 1st down mark.
Well, another simple isolation play, and that's where Essex has found some running room, really just off guards and inside the tackles, Tate. So Essex linemen, offensive linemen, doing a nice job just getting body on BFA defensive linemen, and we know Robbins runs extremely hard and has good vision.
Bobwhites stacking the line here, and Essex successful in getting the Bobwhites to jump offside. Looked like Bobwhites are showing 7 men down on the line.
Yeah, they've definitely stacked more linemen in the box. We in pregame we heard they're going to run a 3-man front. Clearly, many more than 3 men up in the box for BFA, and you can see why with Robbins, a prolific high school running back.
Sure. So the Bobwhites give up a free first down on the offside call. Bowen takes a snap, looking to throw the ball far. Intercepted! Intercepted by BFA! And there goes number 84, Daniel Rafferty, on a significant interception, and the Bobwhites are in excellent, excellent field position.
Well, quarterback Charlie Bowen did not see Rafferty whatsoever. He was hiding in his linebacker spot and picked it off quite easily. Great job and nice run after catch. So excellent defensive play by the Bobwhites.
I mean, if you didn't know it, you would have thought Bowen was throwing it right to him. So definitely did not locate him. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bobwhites at about the Hornet, call it 16-yard line. Opportunity for the Bobwhites to retake the lead. Handoff straight ahead to Liam Wood, the fullback, and he'll pick up a couple, maybe 3 for the Bobwhites.
Once again, good hard running by Liam Wood, off center guard. Gets a few yards. Yeah, back to that interception. That was really good instinct, Tate, by Daniel Rafferty, the junior linebacker for the Bobwhites. Showed some nice running ability, too, down the sideline. Bowen had to make a really nice play to keep him from scoring a touchdown.
Well, let's see if the Bobwhites can turn it into some points. Rathburn splits out wide on the far side. Dodlin splits out wide here on the near side. Long count with DeRocher up under center. Here's a snap. Hands off here to the near side. Underwood on the carry. Picks up a couple more.
Nice finish tackle by number 6, Ethan Hemingway. We've called his number a couple times tonight. He's made a couple of decent plays. But a good pickup by the Bobwhites.
So here we go, 3rd and 5 for BFA. Ball spotted at the Hornet 11-yard line. 7:40 remaining here in the second quarter. Double wing formation. Droscher calls his own number, turns it upfield, and picks up 2, maybe 3 more, setting up a 4th and about 1.5.
DeRocher met by number 9, Thomas Zaplicki, head on as he cut it up. It looked like Seneca had some running room around the right side, and he was hit really hard and then wrapped up by several other Essex defenders.
So call it 4th and 2 here for BFA. They're 2 for 3, converting on 4th downs in the first half. Looks like the Bobwhites are going to take the clock down and use one of their timeouts to talk this one over.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see if the Essex defense, which has been on the field, Tate, for quite some time here in the first half, what their stamina levels are like. BFA offensive line still having the ability to open up some nice holes. Good hard running by DeRocher, Liam Wood, and Underwood.
With this timeout, I want to let you know the broadcast is made possible with the help of our community partners, Northwest Rehabilitation, Handy Toyota, Novus Glass, and Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness. If you'd like to help support Northwest Access TV's coverage of live high school sports, have your business reach out to the staff at 802-782-8676. They cover more than 100 games during the school year, and your logo could be seen by all of Franklin County and Vermont. So, Dave, anything in particular you expect the coaches to be saying on this 4th and 2 in the huddle?
Well, obviously, hey, linemen, continue to hold your blocks. Expect to see more Essex defenders up inside that tackle box. Essex really playing a four-man front. They're going to move their linebackers up. And you would expect a run here. DeRoche maybe using athletic ability to go outside.
So here we go, 4th and 2. Rolls out, looking downfield, finds his man, and it is caught for a BFA touchdown.
Well, we mentioned DeRoche moving to the outside, and he did. Fake the ball going right, move to his weak side. Seneca does a really nice job rolling to the left, sprint action, and threw the ball against his body, a perfect throw into the end zone.
Let's see if we can get a replay on that later.
Looked like number 88, Deegan Rathburn, might have been the recipient of that football tape.
All right, so Rathburn, and certainly the way they're high-fiving Rathburn on the near sideline, I would say your eyes are right on, Dave. Always better than mine.
Even without the binoculars?
Even without the binoculars. So a big touchdown. The Bobwhites convert the turnover, and they'll go for 2 here since they missed the last PAT. Here's a snap. That's Liam Wood. He fires in high, incomplete on the 2-point conversion.
Like the play call in that particular set, we've seen Wood run the ball a couple of times left and right for a first downs. This time he throws to DeRoche on the outside and throws it a little high.
With that, we'll take a quick timeout. With 6:18 remaining here, you've got BFA 12, Essex 7. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center. Tate Brooks, Dave Burno on hand. Bobwhites with a 12-7 lead.
Sure, BFA's talking, Tate. That's 2 missed extra point, 1 PAT missed kick, and then 2-point conversion missed.
And it's going to be caught by the up man for the Hornets on the far side and down to the 35-yard line. So good, decent starting field position for the Hornet offense.
Host of Bobwhites on the tackle. Still a little too much based on where, looks like, hard to pick up a number here. Looks like, number 9 for Essex. As you said, the up back. That's Thomas Zaplicki, sophomore, picking up the football and actually getting some good ground out of it.
So Hornets back out on the field here. Their last possession ending up as a turnover as Charlie Bowen threw the interception to Rafferty. 2 receivers set here to the near side. There's a snap. Bowen calls his own number on the far side, racing across the far end, and appears to have enough or close to the first down.
Looks like, Tate, we might have had a new quarterback in there, number 15 for Essex. Actually, that's Carter Crete. Sophomore received that snap.
All right, good eyes, Dave.
Nice run by Crete. Off to the right side. That's going to be close to a first down.
They're going to say 2nd and 1. And you're right, that's Crete in at quarterback. 3 receivers set here to the near side. Now we got motion in the backfield, and it's going to be a pitch here to the near side to Bowen, and there's Charlie Bowen. Bowen dives ahead. He'll be close to the first down, so they take Bowen and shift him out.
Yeah, Bowen comes in motion. Quick toss from Crete, and was met in the backfield by one of the BFA defenders. Might have been Rafferty.
Yeah.
And Rafferty just couldn't hang on, and give Bowen a lot of credit for breaking that tackle and picking up the first down. Looks like Coach Ethan Curtis mixing up his quarterbacks a little bit, deciding to, after that interception, putting Bowen at split end or slot and moving Crete into the backfield.
2 receivers set, and Crete rolls here to the near side. Deflected, it is almost intercepted. It is intercepted by BFA. Coming down with it once again is Daniel Rafferty. His 2nd interception of the game.
Great hands and concentration by Rafferty. Connor Starrett actually had a shot at that, Tate, and he wasn't able to grab a hold of it. And Rafferty was right there, man on the spot again. Excellent reaction and good job pulling in. 2 interceptions in one game is pretty good in high school football.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in the first half.
care if it's high school football or backyard football.
That's right. That's right.
So the Bobwhite defense standing tall on the last two possessions. Or I should say defensive stances. So the Bobwhite offense back on the field with 5:06 remaining here in the first half. Four receiver set. And calling his own number, Seneca DeRocher rolling out to the far side and running out of room. He'll tiptoe out of bounds for a loss of a couple on the play.
Now they fake to Liam Wood on that inside counterplay right. Seneca running left. Nice play by Essex's number 54, Joseph Reed, who was able to flush DeRocher out to the left side for, actually, it looks like, what, a loss of one, Tate? Maybe two.
One. Call it one. Sets up a 2nd and 11. Clock does stop with DeRocher tiptoeing out of bounds with 4:57 remaining.
BFA defense really stepping up, 2 important turnovers.
3 receivers set here, the near side for the Bobwhite offense. Seneca DeRocher, shotgun formation. Here's a snap. Quick pass here to the near side and cut, turning it upfield is Dodlin. And Dodlin stiff arms the second man and back to about the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, nice play. One of those little slip screens you see in college and the NFL. Good job by DeRocher to get the ball out quickly. Been impressed with his ability to really let go of the ball quickly. When he sees his target, he just flicks it out there. Good strong arm. And Dodlin did a good job running the football. Good play by the Essex defense to recognize that and limit it to a short gain.
Sets up a 3rd and 10 for the Bobwhite offense. Rathburn splits out wide on the far side. 2 receivers set on that far side. There's a snap. And fumble on the play picked up, though, by the quarterback. And that was just a busted play.
Yeah, that was going to be the similar play where they faked to Wood on that inside counter. DeRocher rolls left. He likes to go to the weak side and either run or pass the football. Excellent play once again by number 9 for Essex, Tate. That's Thomas Zaplicki. Many sophomores on this Essex defense are making big plays for Essex all night tonight.
Essex, seeing that they're going to get the ball back, call one of their timeouts with 4:02 remaining here in the first half. And I believe, we'll see, this will be our first punt of the first half.
This was the best defensive stand for the Essex defense tonight. BFA really showing a capability to move the football all night long. The first time that Essex has stopped them.
So Seneca DeRocher, who also serves as the punter, will drop back.
We mentioned earlier, great crowd here tonight at Tate at the Collins Pearly.
Almost always the case.
It really is. It's great to see.
High snap, but DeRocher gets it away. A booming kick here to the near side. Fair signal catch by Essex, number 6, Anthony Hemingway.
Excellent punt, as you mentioned, by DeRocher. Got a lot of height on the football, a lot of lift, and was able to produce a fair catch. Good hands, too, by number 6 for Essex, as you said, Ethan Hemingway. A lot of BFA traffic out in front of him. Was able to concentrate and hang on to the fair catch.
So the Hornet offense back on the field here. 3:54 remaining in the first half. 2 receivers set on the top side of the field. There's a snap. Handoff goes to Robbins, and he splits the BFA defense, and he'll be close to a first down.
DeRocher able to grab him by the ankles, and Robbins pulling DeRocher for about 2 or 3 more yards. Good tackle, though, by Seneca. Otherwise, Robbins has some breathing room down the right-hand side. Could have been off to the races.
Hornets right back to the line. Quick snap. Handoff again to Robbins on the far side, and Robbins is tackled for a minimal gain. Bobwhites will probably be happy to give him just 4.
Yeah, Robbins runs extremely hard. It's taking at least 2 to 3 Bobwhites to bring him down.
Call it a 2nd and 6. Looks like they have Bowen back in at quarterback. Now we've got motion in the backfield. There's a snap. Fumble on the play. Picks it back up is Bowen, and he's smothered in the backfield. James Harrison in on the tackle for the Bobwhites.
Good job by Rafferty again, though, to contain, forcing Bowen, who had fumbled the snap, to cut inside, and there Harrison was there to meet him.
Sets up a long 3rd and call it 7 here. Hornets have had most of their success on the ground with Robbins, but we'll see what head coach Ethan Curtis dials up on this play.
You know, Bobwhite's doing a good job defensively containing Joshua Brown, that senior wideout that we talked so much about pregame.
Bowen back, play action pass, fires it, and incomplete pass was intended for Joshua Brown.
Yeah, good coverage by DeRoche and also good pressure by the BFA defensive front. Bowen with not a lot of time, Tate, to pass tonight. DeRoche with much more time for BFA to pass the football.
Agreed. So Hornets looking at a 4th and 7 now. Bobwhites aren't sending anybody back at this point. Now looks like Seneca DeRoche will jog back. The Hornets look like they're going for it. Now we got movement on 4th and 7. That's very strange. Illegal procedure against the Essex offense. Dave, they were showing they're going for it.
It'd be interesting to see if they actually went forward with that play call. I thought they were trying to induce BFA to go offsides, right? Instead, illegal motion on Essex. I think we'll see a punt here, Tate.
Yeah. Looks like dropping back is Charlie Bowen to punt away. There's a snap, and Bowen's a kick is a line drive one, and Seneca DeRoche has it go off his leg. He'll have to pick that up, field it here to the near side. Breaks one tackle. Now he makes the second miss. Now he has a lane on the far side, and there goes Seneca DeRoche to the 50. And DeRoche steps out of bounds at the Hornet 49.
Yeah, great job. DeRoche once again showing his ability to make people miss. And nice tackle by the punter, number 7, Charlie Bowen, who came up extremely quickly to force DeRoche out of bounds on the Essex sideline.
So the Bobwhite offense back out on the field. 2:10 remaining here in the first half. Dave, Bobwhite still have 2 timeouts remaining.
Plenty of time. We've got timeouts. Essex, once again, BFA showing the ability to move the football against Essex, albeit that last particular drive for the Bobwhites. Expect them to put the ball in the air here.
Nose of the football right at the Hornet, right on the 50-yard line. Rathburn splits out wide here to the near side. DeRoche fires it, and incomplete. Not able to hold on was Landon Underwood, who heard some footsteps behind him.
Yeah, good coverage by Nicholas Alary, the junior defensive back for Essex. Good throw by DeRoche.
Sets up a 2nd and 10. Clock will stop with the incompletion. 2:06 remaining here in the second quarter. Bobwhites with a 12-7 lead. BFA breaks the huddle.
I think Essex would be very content here to bend a little bit, Tate, but not break.
Bobwhites put 2 receivers on the far side. Seneca DeRoche looking downfield. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. Fires it over across his body and almost intercepted. Hit pick number 54, Joseph Reed, right in the chest. And the Bobwhites very fortunate not to commit a turnover there.
Well, the pass intended for number 88, Deegan Rathburn, who caught a touchdown pass from Seneca DeRoche, BFA's 2nd score of the night. Seneca making a lot happen out there with his athletic ability, throwing against his body, though. Very difficult across the middle of the field. Most of the throws tonight have been to the outside, right, Tate?
Yep.
That's really the first one that we've seen thrown just across the middle quite aimlessly.
Clock stops with the incompletion, 1:56. Bobwhites looking at a 3rd and 10. They've gone to the air twice on this possession. We'll see what they dial up here on 3rd and 10. Seneca calls his own number on the far side. He's spun around and nothing there. Maybe a pickup of 1. It's going to be 4th down. We'll see if the Hornets use one of their timeouts.
Yeah, good recognition by the Essex defense. Number 15, Carter Crete, he came in for quarterback for 1 series for Bowen earlier, did a nice job reading that particular play. We've seen that play a number of times where they fake the inside counter. Seneca runs to the opposite side, most of the time on the left side. Essex has seen that a number of times, didn't fool them.
Hornets will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, so Essex with 1 remaining timeout. They'll stop the clock with 1:44 remaining, and the Bobwhites will be forced to punt again.
Yeah, you would.
Consecutive possessions.
Yeah, I would bet dollars to donuts that we're going to see a punt here from the 50. You don't want to risk that. BFA playing a really nice first half, up by 5, missing 2 extra points already here. Could be up by a little bit more. They'd like to go into halftime with a nice 5-point lead. And You're right, Tate. DeRoche back to punt.
He'll stand at around, call it his own 35-yard line. There's a snap. Kick is away. High kick here for the near side. Takes a BFA hop, fielded on the second. Running here to the near side is number 9 and spun out of bounds. That was Thomas
Zaplicki.
Thank you.
Yep.
On the
Yeah,
kick return.
he's had we called his number a lot on the defensive side. Actually made a nice run after catch. Good tackle by Samuel Bapp, senior for the Bobwhites.
So a minute 30 remaining here in the first half. Hornets with 1 timeout and the football. They'll have the ball at their own 34-yard line. Allaire splits out wide here to the near side. Firing over the middle and caught for the first down.
Just about to say, you're probably going to start seeing Joshua Brown get into the mix. That's their first hookup tonight, right?
Yeah.
Bowen to Brown, and nice play and a good tackle by DeRoche for the Bobwhites.
Bowen has been their big play wide receiver thus far this season. And Dave, we saw he had some pretty soft hands in the pregame.
Absolutely.
3 receiver set. Bowen steps up in the pocket, fires in, and is caught once again to Brown. Trying to tackle Brown and strip it. He's taken down to the 30. And just like that, Hornets knocking on the door.
Well, 2 plays over the middle of the field. Brown's a good-sized target, and we know he has exceptional hands. 2 good throws by Bowen over the middle.
And right back with a quick snap. Bowen has plenty of time, now rolls. They're just going to throw that one away.
Yeah, good pressure from the Bobwhites by number 44 for BFA, Isaac Gratton. Really put a lot of pressure on Bowen. Bowen had pretty good protection, had about 3 seconds, and then Gratton came in, and Bowen had no other option but to throw the football away.
That should set up a 2nd and 10. 56 seconds remaining, and Essex with 1 remaining timeout. They're showing first down, but it should be 2nd down. There's the snap. Back to pass. Bowen under heavy pressure, fires it still, and it is caught by Brown, and he's tattooed. They'll have enough for the first down.
That's 3 big throws from Bowen to Brown. Good tackle by, looks like Dodlin, number 26 on the play, but another big gain for Essex.
Clock stops momentarily as they move the sticks. Now they'll restart with 45 seconds. Hornets now challenging. Ball at the BFA 19. Bowen with a snap. Blitz is on, and he just gets it off, and ball is caught downfield and out of bounds. Number 5 for the Hornets, Nicholas Allaire on the reception.
Really nice awareness by Bowen. As you mentioned, Tate, a lot of pressure by that BFA defensive front. Bowen rolling to his left made a nice catch, or nice pitch. And as you said, a good catch, securing the football by Nicholas Allaire.
That was Cody Barrett blitzing in on that far side. So it sets up a 2nd and 5, 33 seconds remaining here in the first half. Bowen looking over to the sideline. Now he'll take the snap. Bowen rolls to that far side, tosses it, and is incomplete. Not able to hold on to it as he was coming down was his big play receiver, Joshua Brown.
Yeah, another nice play by Bowen. He really made something happen, getting pressure, rolling to his right, sprint action. Threw a nice football, receiver just not be able to pull the ball in.
Sets up a 3rd and 6 at the Bobwhite 19.
BFA defense getting pretty good pressure on Bowen here, Tate. They know that they're going to throw the football.
Here's the snap. Big time pressure again, but Bowen does a good job rolling out. He's going to turn the corner, and he's going to be tossed out. Well, they're going to keep him in bounds or out. They're going to say he's out of bounds, so that will stop the clock with 18 seconds right around the first down marker.
Nice tackle by Cody Barrett coming up quickly on the outside. Looked like Bowen had a little bit of running room there, Tate, around the outside, so that was a key tackle.
It's going to be 4th and 1 for the Hornets as they look to the sideline with 18 seconds remaining. Again, Essex still with a timeout in their pocket. They have yet to give the ball to Tanner Robbins on this drive. This might be the time they do it. There's a snap, high snack, handoff does go to Robbins. Robbins bobs and weave into the way to the end zone.
Well, you called it, and we thought the same thing. I think that's no surprise. Robbins, who's had a beautiful night running the football, gets the inside handoff, really does a nice job setting up his blocks. It's an isolation play. He waited a split second, let things set up, made a couple of nice cuts. BFA not able to bring him down.
He almost let the Bobwhites rush right past him.
He did, and good backs set up their blocks, and he instead just running the football as soon as he got it. He really let things establish.
So big late touchdown by the Hornets. PAT by Charlie Bowen. It's high enough, and it is good. Our score with 12 seconds remaining in the first half, Essex 14, BFA 12. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Dave Burno on hand as the Hornets come up with a late quarter touchdown. Dave, your thoughts on that drive?
Credit Essex for really sticking to the game plan. You knew that Bowen and Brown were going to hook up. They had three big pitch and catches, probably to the tune of about 50 yards total, Tate. BFA couldn't stop that, and then it looked like BFA, had Essex bottle up 4th and 1. We knew Robbins was going to get the football. BFA just not able to wrap up.
Frankly, BFA probably thought he was going to get the football as well. Sometimes you just got to tip your hat to players such as that. All right, kicks away. It's going to be a line drive kick, and we've got whistles and somebody offside on the kickoff. What's going on?
Yeah, hard to tell. Whistle came immediately after the ball was kicked off.
I don't see a flag. I wonder if the officials never indicated that they were ready.
Yeah, could be. That could be the case. Agree. Really, 14-12, the only difference in score. Essex converting their point after attempts, Tate on 2 kicks, and BFA missing their point after attempt on the first kick, and then the 2-point conversion on Wood's throw high to DeRoche. Little things, right?
Yeah, well, ask the Cincinnati Bengals about missed extra points, or ask the, the Browns, Cleveland Browns versus the Jets, right? That was crazy.
In week 2.
Yeah. Not often when you're up by 13 points with under 2 minutes to go that you get an L.
Exactly.
All right, we'll redo this. Another line drive kick and squib kick. BFA is just going to fall at the 26-yard line with 10 seconds. I believe BFA has 2 timeouts, so we'll see if they decide to take a knee and talk things over or try to push the ball down the field and hope for a miracle play.
Good play by number 14, Braden Caldwell on that. The ball squibbed, and he did a nice job just pouncing on it, not trying to pick it up and run with a number of Hornets coming on him.
Seneca DeRocher puts his helmet on here for what I would expect one last time this quarter. Bobwhites seem to be taking their time out of the huddle here, and I would expect them just to take a knee and head into the locker room.
And that's the formation that they've aligned to.
There's the snap, there's the kneel, and that will do it for the first half. Our score, Essex 14, BFA 12. We'll take a timeout and come back close to the third quarter. So we'll give you folks a little bit of time back at home. So again, our score, Essex 14, BFA 12. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Collins Pearly Sports Center. Dave, your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, well, listen, if you're a Bobwhite fan, an Essex fan, you come away with, hey, our offensive teams are moving the football well. Both offenses look good. I think defensively, adjustments need to be made at halftime. And I think Coach Murray for BFA and Coach Curtis for the Hornets clearly went into the halftime with their assistant coaches and said, hey, look, we've got to shore up defensively. But both quarterbacks played well, DeRoche for BFA and Bowen for Essex. We knew that coming in. 2 very good athletes. I thought both teams ran the football well. Liam Wood had a nice first half running the football for BFA. Obviously, Robbins is a prolific, one of probably the better backs in the state. BFA is really going to have to do a better job wrapping up and tackling Robbins. He runs extremely well and kind of chewed them up, especially on that last touchdown run.
Bobwhites back out on the field here, ready to get going. About 2 minutes, I'd say, remaining in the half. Dave, you got some recaps as well as far as scoring recaps?
Yeah, so BFA, did a nice job moving the football on that first drive. Liam Wood going in from 2 yards out. Interesting, they're down 14-12. That PAT kick, no good. Blocked by the Hornets. And then Robbins, his first touchdown of the night, he has two, 24-yard scamper, PAT by Essex, good. And then DeRoche with a nice pass to Rathburn, 11-yard touchdown pass. They went for the 2 points, Tate. They didn't try to kick the extra point. That was nullified, no good. And then Robbins scores right at the end of the half on an 11-yard touchdown run. Another isolation. We've talked about that here while we were off air. BFA really needs to shore up between the tackles. I should say the guards, right, between center guard. A lot of running room for Robbins. He's getting a lot done on those isolation smash belly plays. And then the extra point was good. 14-12 at the end of the first half, Essex.
All right, thank you, Dave. Hornets back out on the field on the far sideline. Taking a look at some out-of-town scores. We've got CVU up at St. Johnsbury, leading the Hilltoppers 20-0. Middlebury, this one surprised me a little bit, at home leading Rutland 21-0. And the only other out-of-town score we have at this point is North Country all over Milton, 38-0.
It's interesting, Tate. You said Middlebury up 21-0 over Rutland. That's a team that BFA almost beat down there in Middlebury last Saturday night. BFA losing 27-20. We talked about pregame tonight.
And Rutland going into tonight's game against Middlebury with a 2-1 record. So
a couple of college scores, Tate. You and I were talking about ACC football. Of course, my Clemson Tigers playing a big game tomorrow. In Winston-Salem against Wake Forest, 2 3-0 teams.
No, wait, is a game against Wake Forest a big game?
It's a big game. Wake Forest is ranked.
It's an ACC game.
Wake Forest ranked number 19th in the country. Had a really nice football team the last 2 years. Clemson number 5. So go Tigers there. But tonight we have an ACC battle up in the Carrier Dome. Syracuse on top, 13-0 over Virginia. Nevada and Air Force 0-0, and then Boise State and UTEP playing later on this evening.
Now, Wake Forest, they have to be one of the smaller schools that play Division I sports, right?
Absolutely. But you look at, they really recruit. A very difficult school to get into, as you know. Really recruit a lot of first-class athletes. And their football team, they've got an excellent coach in Winston-Salem, and they've really come on the scene the last 2 or 3 years. A team to really look out for if you're going to play them. You don't want to have a letdown against Wake Forest. I don't expect that to happen with the Tigers tomorrow.
All right, both teams, as we noted, out on the field. Assistant coach, defensive coordinator, Rusty Brennan, catching up with the officials. They all got a smile on their face at this point. And head coach Jeff Murray asked for his kickoff team to come on over and have a conversation. So BFA will be kicking off to start the second half. Essex won the coin toss, but elected to defer to the second half.
BFA defending Tate the south end zone here. Essex will be, running from our dial TV standpoint, left to right, from the north to the south. You look at the flag across the way. We talked about this pregame. Pretty docile, latent wind at this point. Flag not blowing much at all.
Now, Essex, again, when they won the coin toss and deferred the second half, this is absolutely the way they wanted to do it, right? You have the ball, you score late, you get a touchdown, you turn around, you get the ball right back.
Yeah, good point, Tate. Well said. They couldn't have drawn it up any better.
So John Ireland out for the Bobwhites to kick off. People bundled up here this evening for fall weather. I guess fall is now official, right?
Beautiful night, though, if you're a player to play football. Just a gorgeous, crisp football night as a player.
Yeah, when you think of fall football in Vermont, this is what you think of, weather-wise.
Brown and Allaire Tate back deep for Essex.
They stand back at around their own 10-yard line. So here we go. Ireland's kick is away. Kick over on the far side, fielded by the up man, out around the 30 and forced out at the Hornet 35, 36-yard line.
That's the second time we've seen Thomas Zaplicki take the up back for Essex, take the football and get some nice positive yardage out of it.
So we'll see what the Bobwhites do here defensively, what sort of possible adjustments they've made with defensive coordinator Rusty Brannon. 1st and 10 for the Hornets. Ball spotted at their own 35-yard line. Looks like snap goes to Bowen, so Bowen starts off at quarterback. No gain on a quarterback keeper.
Nice job by number 84. Once again, Daniel Rafferty with 2 picks tonight, 2 interceptions in his pocket so far for BFA. BFA Tate really rolling up 5 men in the box on that to start off the second half.
Hornets taking their time here at the line of scrimmage. No huddle. 3 receivers set here to the near side as play comes in from the sideline. Bowen with the snap, calls his own number again on the far side, has some room off center, and there goes Bowen to the 40 as he breaks away with some speed, and Bowen to the 20, and Bowen will take it the distance for a Hornet touchdown.
64 yards, once again, just off left guard and tackle, found a crease, showed his athletic ability and his speed. We haven't seen him break it tonight. We knew he was very dangerous when he got into the secondary, and he takes it 64 yards for the Hornet touchdown.
So biggest play of the evening. Bowen really showing some pull-away speed. And the Hornets look to extend their lead with the PAT. There's a snap, pressure, and it is good. So with that, we'll take a timeout. Our score, Essex 21, BFA 12. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on the Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center. Tate Brooks, Dave Burno. Well, Dave, we were talking about adjustments at halftime. I don't think that's the adjustment, Dave, that coach, defensive coordinator Rusty Brannon was looking for.
No, it wasn't. And, 64-yard jaunt by quarterback Bowen for Essex. First time he's really gotten in the open tonight into the secondary. A minute and 2 in, PAT good. BFA just has to turn around, shake it off, and, their offense has been able to move the football all night tonight. So rely on DeRoche and that offensive line.
Looks like they got Nicholas Allaire out for the kickoff, a booming kick, and it's going to be fielded right at the 1-yard line, turning it upfield here for BFA. I believe that's Underwood, out to about the 20, 22-yard line.
Yeah, excellent kick by the Hornet kickoff man, Nicholas Allaire. That was as strong as a kick as you really see in high school football here in Vermont. Good job by Underwood to get the ball upfield quickly and return it to almost the 25. Tate, I think you said the 23.
They're going to officially mark it at the 23 as the Bobwhite offense takes the field for the first time in this second half. All right, 3 receiver set here for the Bobwhite offense. Here to the near side. He'll take Seneca DeRocher, put him in shotgun formation with the snap. Under pressure and tipped incomplete. I don't know if that was a screen play.
Looked like it was a little bit of a screen or a flare. Number 19 for Essex, Joshua Brown. We've called his number, obviously, second half, the prolific receiver for Essex. Has done a great job at defensive end. He's really put a lot of pressure on DeRoche all night tonight. That time really caused DeRoche to unleash the football a little bit quicker than he wanted to.
Sets up a 2nd and 10. Bobwhites break the huddle. Deegan Rathburn splits out wide here to the near side. Now DeRocher will be up under center. Looks over the line, settles back down, takes the snap, hands off on that far side, and that goes nowhere. I think maybe that was Dodlin or Underwood.
Yeah, taken down by number 77, Big Peter Armada. Armada, one of the big, strong defensive tackle, number 77. You can see him on the field, Tate. He's had a pretty good game. BFA offensive linemen have done a nice job really keeping him out of a lot of the plays tonight, but to no avail. He made a beautiful play.
So
Loss for the Bobwhites.
defensive front line showing some pressure for really the first time this evening here to start the second half. There's a snap. Calling his own number here to the near side is DeRocher, and he unloads it deep downfield here to the near side and has Rathburn, who is tackled, and here comes the flag. Easy call for the official, and probably Rathburn's a little banged up on the play. Probably a good play for Essex, frankly, just to tackle him.
It really was. I mean, we mentioned this earlier. DeRocher likes to roll out to the weak side. He's a right-handed quarterback, meaning he likes to roll out to the left. He's set. Saw Rathburn going deep. Rathburn had his defender beaten. Ball was underthrown by DeRocher. 3 Essex defenders in the defensive backfield on the play. You got to give Rathburn credit. He came back to make the play, which caused the interference penalty.
So Rathburn a little shaken up when he was tackled on the route. He'll come out, at least for the time being. So in high school football, that's not a infraction at the spot of the foul. You just get 15 yards from the line of scrimmage. One of the big differences between high school and the NFL.
Very positive first down, though, and once again, give Rathburn all the credit in the world. That ball was underthrown somewhat by Seneca. He made a nice adjustment and really caused the interference penalty.
Seneca up under center. There's a snap, hands off straight ahead. Just barely got that handoff to the fullback. And
I think that's Wood.
Yeah, it is
Wood
Liam
gets
Wood.
up. Yeah, Wood gets up a little gingerly, Tate. He's kind of walking it off. I think you made a nice call here a couple of plays ago. Essex, halftime's all about adjustments for coaches. They've done a nice job on that defensive front.
Yeah, this is the most pressure they've shown in this game thus far.
Still sticking with a 4-man front, probably stunning their linebackers somewhat.
Bobwhites will look to spread things out on 2nd and 10 here. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the top side of the screen. Droscher sprints out here and is tackled in the backfield for a big sack by the Hornet defense.
That's Joshua Brown, and we've talked about Joshua Brown not just offensively but defensively tonight, and he one-handed showed the strength that he has by taking a very, very good athlete in Seneca DeRocher down with one hand. Beat the blocker at point of impact and made an excellent defensive play.
That's going to set up a 3rd and about 25 here for BFA. See if Rathburn is back in the game. I don't see him on the sideline, so that's would be a good sign. Rathburn back out on the field. He'll split out wide on the far side, and they'll roll 2 receivers here to the near side. 4 receivers set for the Bobwhites. And delay a game against BFA.
Yeah, BFA really going to the pass here somewhat in the second half. As we mentioned, Essex doing a nice job defensively, especially up front. Causing a little havoc here for BFA, Tate. 3rd and now I think it's going to be 3rd and 30 from the BFA 15.
What do you draw up on the playbook for that? So we've seen a couple of flags here on this series. It's been a relatively flag-free game.
It's been an excellently played football game.
Droscher sprints here to the near side, looking downfield. He's got some pressure. Now he's running out of room. Now he's going to be sacked once again in the backfield.
Yeah, Seneca trying to really stretch the play. Has been able to do that effectively tonight for BFA. Essex really playing well. Once again, Joshua Brown, number 19, with another big play, along with number 54 for Essex. That's Joseph Reed, sophomore linebacker.
So after the pass interference called against the Hornet defense, they really rose to the occasion and have pushed the Bobwhites all the way back to their 14. And Seneca DeRocher is going to be kicking with his heels right up against his own end zone. Hornets will be set to get this ball back in excellent field position. High snap. DeRocher gets it down, kicks away. High end over end kick, and the ball is loose and it is free. Ball still loose, and BFA indicating they have it. It looks like Michael McNall for the Bobwhites.
Well, one of the deep backs, number 9, Thomas Saplicki, ran up, did not call a fair catch, Tate. He did not wave his hand up. He tried to catch that ball on almost a dead run, which is very difficult to do, and was not able to bring the ball in. Ball was fumbled by Zaplicki. Credit BFA on the spot.
Officials still speaking. Bobwhite offense on the field still. Essex defense still on the field. Officials now huddled up at the Bobwhite 40-yard line. Dave, any idea what they might be chatting about?
Not really sure. They're pointing back to the BFA side of the field. There's a flag, right.
There's a flag at the BFA, call it 13-yard line.
Could be a flag on versus the Bobwhites, which would cause the ball to be punted again.
Now, are they talking about the flag occurred maybe after the change of possession?
Could be.
Because if it was against BFA before the punt. So BFA has the ball, first down. It's a personal foul. They're picking up the flag, no foul, and I'm sure head coach for Essex, Ethan Curtis, will want an explanation. So the officials pick up the flag.
So excellent special teams play by BFA. Good fumble recovery. Zaplicki, who's had a nice game tonight on both sides of the football, came up a little aggressive in the punt return stance, Tate, and tried to catch it, as I mentioned earlier, on the dead run. Very difficult to do.
Yeah. All right. Bobwhites with their third takeaway of the game. There's the snap, handoff straight ahead, and here comes the Bobwhite offense on the ground. That's Liam Wood, and Wood races out to the Hornet 41-yard line.
Excellent job by Wood. Liam able to break several tackles on his way to a really nice gain for BFA, almost 20 yards, and was stopped on the play by number 6, Ethan Hemingway. Otherwise, Liam might still be running.
So a big first down by Bobwhite offense and fullback Liam Wood. 7:40 remaining here in the third quarter, and it's the Hornets with a 21-12 lead.
I'll correct that. More of a 15-yard run, Tate, than 20, but still a great run by Liam Wood.
Important drive here for BFA to try to get this back to a one-possession game. There's a snap. Rolling back here. Seneca DeRocher fires it deep, and oh, man, they decide to let that one go as number 80, Tim Sanders, was upended on the play. I think their feet got tangled up, and the officials decided to let it go.
Looked like Bowen for Essex and number 80 for BFA, as you mentioned. Sanders just got their feet locked up. I'd like the fact that no foul was called on that play. Good job by the back judge.
Ball goes down, is incomplete, sets up a 2nd and 10 for the Bobwhites. 7:32 remaining here in the third quarter. These two teams trying to get to win number 2 at the halfway mark of the season. 3 receivers set the top side of the screen here. Calling his own numbers, DeRocher. DeRocher bounces off one would-be tackler and drives ahead for a pickup of about 5.
Good tackle on the play by number 72, Maxwell Spader, junior Hornet defensive lineman. All Seneca did on that was he just followed Wood up into the line off the left side, made a nice run.
Sets up a 3rd and call it 6 for BFA. Nose of the football right on the Hornet 40-yard line. Dodlin and Underwood split out wide. In fact, it's going to be trips formation with Rathburn on that far side of the field. There's a snap. Quick little screen receiver play over to 26. Dodlin, and Dodlin's going to be just short of the first down marker.
BFA's run that slip screen pretty effectively tonight, Tate, for 4 or 5 yards at a clip.
So it's going to be 4th and about 4 at the Hornet 38. And it looks like we've got Parker Dodlin coming out, and Sam Bapp checking in. Is head coach Jeff Murray chirping into the ear of his quarterback, who jogs his way into the huddle here. 6:04 remaining in the third quarter. Bobwhites break the huddle. They're going to have to pick up the pace here. Get this snap off. 4, 3. We're going to have a timeout. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. That took a lot. That play took a lot to get onto the field, Tate, and good call. BFA really doesn't want to use a timeout there either with 5:52 left of the third quarter in a tight football game.
But critical fourth down, right? So want to say that this broadcast is made possible with the help of our community partners, Northwestern Rehabilitation, Handy Toyota, Novus Glass, and Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness. If you'd like to help support Northwest Access TV's coverage of live high school sports, have your business reach out to our staff at 802-782-8676. They cover more than 100 games during the school year, and your logo could be seen by all of Franklin County and Vermont. Back out on the field, the Bobwhite offense jogs in from the sideline, facing a critical 4th and 4 at the Hornet 38. Roll 2 receivers here to the near side. Fake the handoff to Wood. Now racing back and throwing it is Droscher. And the ball is caught. Nice catch by Rathburn at the 29 and almost broken up there by Charlie Bowen.
Great throw as well, Kate. Excellent throw by DeRoche on the run. I love his ability to roll left, weak side, and throw the football. Very, very strong, accurate arm by Seneca DeRoche. And as you mentioned, an excellent catch.
4th time this evening, the Bobwhites have converted on 4th down. They'll move the sticks. Rathburn splits out wide to the far side. More traditional Delaware wing tee approach, and Wood is hammered in the backfield. Bobwhite's fortunate just to get the handoff as Wood helmet pops off.
Yeah, nice play by Carter Davis, number 53, inside linebacker for Essex. We've called his number a few times tonight. That was a stunt, and he recognized the play call, came flying in over center guard, made a big hit on Wood.
Wood will come back here to the near sideline, get his helmet readjusted, take a breather as well, I'm sure. It's going to set up a 2nd and 11 here for the Bobwhites, down to 5:09 remaining here in the third quarter. Hornets with a 21-12 lead. Rathburn splits out wide here to the near side. There's the fake handoff, back to pass. Ball is deflected and caught for BFA. Fortunate reception there by Isaac Grattan. So Grattan kept his eyes on the ball after the deflection, and the Bobwhites made something happen out of nothing.
Excellent concentration by Grattan, Tate, as you mentioned, and good play by Essex to really get their defensive lineman getting his arms up in the air on DeRoche to deflect DeRoche's pass, Great job by Grattan to really look the ball into his arms and then pick up some nice yardage after the catch.
It's going to set up a 3rd and 6. 3rd and 6 here for BFA. 3 receivers set on the far side. Grattan stands in right beside his quarterback, Seneca DeRocher. He'll take the snap, hand the handoff straight ahead to Grattan, and nothing there as the Hornet defensive line has been real tough this second half.
Well, number 72, we called his number earlier on this particular series. Maxwell Spader, first one in on the attack. Seneca faking sprint right and a counter left, and did not fool the Essex defense again. Once again, Essex defensive front and linebacker crew playing a much tighter second half, Tate.
Absolutely. So here we go. We've seen this before. 4th down for BFA. I suspect they'll go for it again at the Essex 25-yard line. 3 receivers set on the far side. There's a snap. Sprinting out, fires it, has a man, and incomplete, not able to hold on, was Landon Underwood, in and out of his hands, and the Bobwhites will turn it over on downs.
Good throw by DeRoche to Underwood, and Underwood has shown some really nice hands tonight. I still don't think if he even catches the ball, he gets the first down. He was surrounded by several Essex defenders who will probably make the tackle. Good throw, though, by DeRoche. Nice play call by BFA.
So the Essex Hornets get the job done defensively there. That Bobwhite drive ate up time. Down to 3:17 remaining here in the third quarter, and it's a two-score game in favor of the Hornets.
BFA defense really needs to tighten up here, Tate, with 3:17 left in the third quarter.
Shotgun formation, there's a snap. Bowen calls his own number. He's got the lone touchdown in this quarter and scampers for 5 on the play.
Was able to get some positive yardage. Brought down by number 84, Danny Rafferty, who's had a really nice game with 2 interceptions tonight. Been in on a number of key plays for BFA defensively.
Bobwhite defense has come away with 3 turnovers this evening. So Bobwhite's lead on the +3 side of that equation, but trail on the scoreboard. Handoff straight ahead, and the Hornets have enough for the first down.
That's Tanner Robbins. We've called his number quite frequently tonight. He's had a big game on the ground following number 77, Peter Armada.
Hornets move the sticks. Robbins will line up right to the left of his quarterback, Charlie Bowen, who will take the snap. Hands off to Robbins. Robbins stutter steps, cuts to his left, finds a little bit of a seam, and there goes Robbins again, out to the 50, out to the Bobwhite 45, and it's going to take a host of Bobwhite defenders to take him down.
That was the same exact play as they just called. What they do is they pull their left guard, Armada. Armada's a big kid to play guard, but he's very athletic. Robbins just follows him right up the gut on the right side, and then he does all the rest.
1st and 10, nose of the football at the Bobwhite 45. Three receivers set, long count, there's a snap. Heavy pressure, Bowen just gets it off, and the reception is made by Brown, and Brown, showing those sure hands, has a first down for the Hornets.
Excellent job by quarterback Charlie Bowen just to hang in the pocket. He was really being pressured on a blitz by Cody Barrett, linebacker for the Bobwhites, and he hung in there and he made a really good throw to Brown.
He is showing that all night long. He's willing to stand there in the pocket because Barrett has come in and come close a couple of times. Hornets move the sticks, 1st and 10 for Essex. Ball now spotted at the Bobwhite 31-yard line. 3 receivers set here to the near side. Long count, there's a snap. Pitch over to Robbins here to the near side. Robbins with a host of offensive blockers down to the 15, and Robbins down to about the 10, and we've got a late flag coming in. This one may be against the Hornets on a downfield block that I'm sure Robbins isn't going to be happy to hear about.
Yeah, and Essex did such a nice job. That was a quick toss to the right, as you mentioned, Tate, from Bowen to Robbins. Robbins had all sorts of running room. Essex doing a really nice job from their outside linemen to their split ends and slot receiver, really sealing off the outside, and Robbins had all sorts of field to run on.
Beautiful seal. Again, I think we're going to have a penalty against Essex, potential illegal block downfield, back past the play. Yeah, it's a holding call, and that's one, I mean, if you're head coach, Ethan Curtis is going to drive you crazy, not at the officials, but at your player who's like nowhere near the play.
Exactly. Yeah, good call, Tate. One of those unnecessary penalties where Robbins is almost down on the ground and you've got to hold completely away from where the ball was actually being placed or being taken down.
Now, in high school football, they'll mark that off from the spot of the infraction, and the infraction looks like it was down around the, 7-yard line. So they'll mark off the 10 yards from there. So I think Essex is still likely to have a first down or going to be close to a first down off that run.
Yeah, I would agree with that. They clearly have a first down. It's going to be really close.
And it looks like they may bring in the sticks. Want to remind our Northwest Access TV viewing audience as they throw a flag, I think that's just returning a flag to the official, that we'll be with you next Friday night for homecoming as the BFA Bobwhites play host to the Burlington/South Burlington Seawolves. And if you've never had a chance, certainly make an appearance at the Collins Pearly, as you'll see a fireworks show that you will never forget. And if you can't make it, obviously tune on in and you'll hear us, and we'll be sure to provide you the best coverage and the fireworks.
And you'll see those famous Bob White homecoming uniforms.
The famous bananas.
The bananas. Interesting.
Interesting. So that was another. I thought the official was returning the flag, but indeed.
There was a personal foul call against Essex. I'm not going to presume who it was called against.
I mean, chirping? You think somebody
yes,
was?
absolutely.
So somebody on the field for the Hornets was not happy about that holding call and cost their team another 15. So 25 yards and penalties on that one last play.
It was somebody on the field or off the field. It was definitely on the Hornets.
Yeah.
Clearly, really an untimely penalty call, that extra 15 yards for Essex.
So we're looking at a second and call it about 15 here. There's a snap. Bowen with his own number and taken down. Minimal gain. Bobwhites happy to give him 2 yards.
Good job by number 70, Connor Sterrett, on that tackle for BFA. The interior line for the Bobwhites.
Sets up a 3rd and 15. Down to 42 seconds remaining here.
Look for Bowen to hook up with his favorite target here, Brown.
And now we got movement by BFA, and that one
that
an easy call for the officials as Connor Stewart.
Just mentioned Sterrett made a really nice play tackling Bowen, and then maybe a little over-exuberant. Was offsides on the play. That gives Essex 5 free yards.
Hornets will take it. And what was a flag-free first half, not been the case here in the third quarter.
I'm looking at number 19 here, Tate, in the right slot, Brown, as your intended receiver from Bowen.
Joshua Brown, he's their big play man. There's the snap. Bowen under heavy pressure, stands in the pocket, takes the hit. Bucked the ball away. Pass was intended for Saplicki.
Like the play calls, Saplicki had a step on his defender on a skinny post route. Tate was wide open, and Bowen, who hasn't missed many receivers tonight, just threw it a little ahead of him.
So here we go, 4th and 10. Hornets looking like they're going for it. 10 seconds remaining here in the quarter. Slow-moving, penalty-filled quarter. Hornets are going to have to move here to get this snap off before a delay of game. Here's the snap. Bowen, heavy pressure, fires it across the middle, has his man. Ball is caught for the first down, and racing free is Nicholas Allaire.
Nice recognition by Bowen, saw Allaire open, and Allaire had beat his defender on a comeback route. The ball actually bounced off Allaire's shoulder pads. Give him credit, he was able to pull the ball in, made a nifty move, cut down the sideline for more yardage after catch. Huge play for the Hornets.
Official trying to signal to the air. He goes. They restart the clock, and that will do it for the third quarter. Our score, Essex 21, BFA 12. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center. Tate Brooks, Dave Burno. Dave Burno just took out the fall gloves.
It's getting a little chilly up here.
Handoff to Robbins. Robbins makes one defender miss, picks up 3, maybe 4 on the carry.
Robbins just doesn't run hard. He's really
motion in the backfield. There's a snap. Play action. Calling his own number is Bowen, and Bowen is down to about the Bobwhite 3, and they're going to be facing 1st and goal for the Hornets.
nice ball fake from Bowen to Robbins, called his own number. BFA a little fooled on the interior line. Bowen able to cut it up, make a nice run. Good tackle just in front of the goal line by the BFA defense.
So 1st and goal here for the Hornets. This will be a backbreaker if the Hornets are able to convert for a touchdown here. There's a snap, handoff to Robbins, who stutter steps and takes a face mask, but he's in for a touchdown. No flag on the play, but Hornets happy to take the 6 points.
Yeah, 2-yard touchdown dash from Tanner Robbins.
A drive, critical play, that 4th down conversion on 4th and 10. Here's a snap. Kick is up, and the PAT is good. With that, we'll take a quick timeout with 10:59 remaining. Our score, Essex 28, BFA 12. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Dave Burno on hand. Dave, your thoughts on that last drive?
Well, Tanner Robbins, his 3rd touchdown of the night. That 4th down executed play, as we both coined it, a backbreaker for the Bobwhites right towards the end of the 3rd quarter, Tate. And a couple of nifty runs by Robbins and his backfield mate, Charlie Bowen, led to that touchdown run at the beginning of the 4th quarter. So BFA still has time to get back in this football game. 11 minutes left.
Line drive, kick. Grattan's going to let it go past. It's going to be fielded by Underwood. He's tackled immediately for very little gain. And the Bobwhite's going to start this drive at around their own 15, and Underwood a little slow getting up and appears to have a bit of a leg injury.
Yeah, he gets up on his own volition, so that's good to see as he hops off. So very good to see.
Yeah, it's starting to put some weight on it, so that is good.
Yeah, Landon Underwood's had a nice game for BFA tonight on both sides of the football, especially offensively. Though he is down, he did take himself off on his own will without any support, but he's clearly in a lot of pain here down on the sideline by the BFA 30-yard line.
Keep it on the field. 1st and 10 here for the Bobwhite offense in need of a touchdown. Thus far shut out in the second half. Similar situation to a week ago when they were shut out in the second half against Middlebury. Pump fake. Ball deflected over the middle and almost picked out of the air by Rafferty off the deflection.
Ball intended for Doddelin. Good quick throw by DeRoche just off his fingertips. Once again, good pressure by the Essex defense. And, of course, with Underwood out of the lineup, you're losing one of your better receivers, Tate.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the BFA side of the football.
Working on his right leg. Trying to walk it off, some sort of calf injury, it seems like. Maybe had a cleat come down on your calf, which doesn't feel good. All right, on the field, 4 receivers set for the Bobwhites, looking at a 2nd and 10. Back to pass, firing it high, and incomplete pass intended for Rafferty. That was really the first missed thrown football we've seen of the evening for DeRoche.
I think DeRoche thought that Rafferty was going to really extend the route, Tate, a little bit over the middle of the field, and Rafferty kind of held up on the play. Well-thrown football, a little ahead of his target, though.
3rd and 10 here for the Bobwhite offense. Two receivers set here to the near side. That's Rafferty and Dodlin. There's a snap. Heavy pressure. Seneca DeRocher looking to pump fake, fires it, ball's deflected and incomplete, out of bounds.
Yeah, Seneca trying to make things happen. Likes to sprint, as we mentioned earlier, to that left side. Looked like he was going to take the ball, tuck it up, and run with it. Decided to throw at the 11th hour, and nice batted down football by the Essex defensive lineman. Didn't catch the number. He was surrounded, though, by a host of Hornets.
So sets up a 4th and 10 where Bobwhite's likely to punt away. 3 passes, 3 incompletions, as the Essex defense more than happy just to kind of sit back.
Their defense has really played well in the second half of football.
Absolutely.
The Essex.
DeRocher stands with his heels against his own end zone. Heavy pressure just off the side of his foot, and you could see, and the ball is going to be fielded by the up man for the Hornets alertly. That's Robbins, and Robbins is going to take the punt return down to the 2-yard line. A comedy of errors on the play for BFA, and you could see it was, who was it? I think it was 19, Joshua Brown.
Joshua Brown, who's been all over the field, right, came in to DeRoche's right-hand side. DeRoche had to get rid of the punt quickly, went off the side of his foot. Robbins alertly comes up, catches the ball, brings it down in. Good tackle by Rafferty. Otherwise, that's a touchdown.
So an impressive evening thus far for Tanner Robbins. Almost coming away with another touchdown here this evening. Calling his own number is Bowen, racing to the outside and dives, and he is going to be in for a Hornet touchdown. Charlie Bowen. As this one's starting to get away from the Bobwhites here in the second half.
Yeah, good play by Bowen to extend the run to the outside. Also, really impressed with number 10 for BFA, Seneca DeRusha. He didn't quit on the play. He came up hard, made a good hard tackle, albeit Bowen over the end zone for the touchdown.
So the Hornets with 2 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes, kind of putting this game out of reach, even though there's about 10 minutes to go. Low snap, kick is up, and the kick is good from Bowen. With that, we'll take a quick timeout. Our score, Essex 35, BFA 12. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone. Here, Tate Brooks, Dave Bruno at the Collins Pearly. Dave, you hear and read about the tales of 2 cities, but this has been the tale of 2 halves, as you were kind of mentioning.
Well, it certainly has. Give Essex all the credit in the world. They've made the necessary adjustments they needed to. They really didn't need to on the offensive side of the football. They clearly moved the ball in the first half against the Bobwhites, but on the defensive side of the football, they made some necessary adjustments that have really precluded into a super half of football for them.
Ball is fielded by Benya, I believe, and looking to burst free on the counter. It's number 24, Michael Benya.
Yeah, Michael Benya made a beautiful play. Unfortunately, there's a Hornet down on the 40-yard line, Tate, for Essex.
And we got a Bobwhite defender down as well. So a couple of injuries on the field, unfortunately, for both squads. I don't know if that's Benya who's still down.
Yeah, excellent run back by Benya. As you mentioned, though, he really showed some excellent explosiveness and shake and bake on that kickoff return. Really got upfield quickly like you want any kickoff returner to. Didn't hesitate, found a seam, and then was able to make some nifty moves once he hit about the 30-yard line.
Well, with the injuries on the field, we'll take a timeout. Our score with 9:53 remaining here in the fourth quarter, Essex 35, BFA 12. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Dave?
Benya is actually up, the returner, so obviously there's another Bobwhite. I can see him on the sideline, so another Bobwhite down, of course. Concern also for the Essex defender, Tate, that's being attended to by one of the Essex coaching staff and trainer on the BFA 30-yard line on the far side over by the Essex bench.
Do have, and it looks like number 8 who is down for the Hornets, Eli Chafee. Do have a couple of updates for Division I high school football here in Vermont. It's Champlain Valley CVU with a 33-8 lead over St. Johnsbury. So the Hilltoppers taking it on the chin here this evening. And Middlebury has extended their lead over Rutland 28-7. Remind again our Northwest Access TV viewing audience that we'll be with you next Friday for homecoming, where the BFA Bobwhites at 7 o'clock Friday evening will host the South Burlington Seawolves.
Looks like injured player for BFA is Connor Sterrett, Tate, number 70. We've called his number a few times, who's played well defensively for BFA. So tough to see him being helped off the field here. We hope he has a speedy recovery.
Looks like a lower leg injury, and Chafee is also being helped off the field for the Hornets, so don't like seeing injuries. All right, Bobwhites will get the offense on the football, or get the offense on the field. The football will be at the 50-yard line. Looks like we may have a few new faces in as well for the offensive line for the Bobwhites. Seneca DeRocher up under center. Motion in the backfield. Pitch here to the near side and looking to break free. Not a whole lot of running room was Dodlin.
Excellent pursuit by the Essex defense on their interior line and linebackers. We've been calling that really as soon as the second half began. Once again, big number 77 for Essex, Peter Armada, in on the play. We've called his number on both sides of the football tonight. A very effective run blocker and pass blocker for this Essex offensive line. He's done a tremendous job on the defensive interior.
2nd and 9. Bobwhites just trying to make something positive happen offensively here in the second half. Handoff straight ahead to Liam Wood, who bursts free, and Wood drives ahead for a first down.
Nice hole by the BFA line on that right side. Gave Liam Wood some nice breathing room, and Wood did the rest. Big pickup.
First down for the Bobwhites. Trying to build on some positive aspects here. This game likely out of reach at this point. Rathburn splits out wide on the far side. Long count. Back to pass. DeRocher, heavy pressure. He's going to step up in the pocket or not. Just tosses it out of bounds.
Actually, as long that's a good play. He's outside of the tackle box, Tate.
Yep.
Really, really smart play by DeRocher as he was being brought down by a Hornet defender with a couple ready to wrap him up.
I think he almost took out one of our cameramen on the sideline.
Saw that. So
Sets up a 2nd and 10.
very heady play by Seneca DeRocher.
Yeah.
You know, you said that this is a time where you're down by 23 points, 8.5 minutes left. You really want to build on positive momentum, right, for next week.
Next week's going to be an important game. I mean, 8 teams move on for the playoffs, and the Bobwhites do have that one win, but Burlington South Burlington trails them and will have an opportunity to leapfrog them. That's certainly what they'll be talking amongst themselves next week.
Number 32 for BFA on the sweep, Gabriel Laughlin. Another nice play by the interior line of Essex.
Again, who's had a tremendous second half. Huh?
Really, they've really risen to the occasion. They played much better, more sound defensive football. BFA really having no answer on the interior line in the second half offensively.
Sets up 3rd and 11. 2 receivers set here to the near side. There's a snap. Heavy pressure firing it away as DeRocher had to get rid of the football.
Well, we've called this number a lot, number 19, Joshua Brown. We thought we'd be calling a lot on the offensive side of the football, and we did. Beautiful drive at the end of that first half. Brown making 3 nice catches from Bowen. But wouldn't you agree, Tate? We've called his number a big time on the defensive side of the
You
football.
could almost say he's had a bigger impact on the defensive side of the ball this evening.
Yeah, completely agree with that.
All right, 4th and call it 11, and ball is at the 46. Looks like Bobwhite's going to go for it. Nothing to lose here at this point. 4 receivers set. There's a snap, low snap, and Bowen is in again, or Brown, excuse me. All sorts of pressure, and there goes Seneca DeRocher. He'll have the first down all on his own and steps out of bounds, but once again, Brown just giving fits all over on that left side of the offensive line.
Yeah, credit Seneca DeRocher with a really nice run. He was able to elude Brown, spin, get up the left side, used his really exceptional speed, and had daylight. Essex converged on him to keep him out of the end zone, but a nice play by Seneca DeRocher.
I mean, you can clearly see Brown just kind of pinning his ears back, knowing he doesn't have anything to worry about on the run side of things and just going out for the quarterback. Clock stops as DeRocher made it out of bounds. 7:36 remaining here in the game. Back to pass. Little pass out to Rathburn. He'll pick up 7, maybe 8 on the reception. Again, steps out of bounds, stops the clock with 7:28.
Yeah, good quick hitter. They've used that play effectively tonight. Rathburn getting open quickly from his split end set. And DeRocher doing a nice job finding him. Good accurate throw, quick release. Stops the clock with just under 7.5 left, Tate. Never know, you punch one in here. Your defense makes a couple of stands.
Never say never, right? 4 receivers set. There's a snap. Heavy pressure again. The ball gets it out over on that far side to Rathburn, who's down to about the 10, has the first down. Again, heavy pressure as Essex blitzing in on the quarterback.
It's really the same play. And we've seen that play several times tonight. Quick throw from DeRocher to Rathburn. Chews up 7, 8, 9 yards a clip.
First and goal here for the Bobwhites. They'd like nothing better than to score a touchdown here in the fourth quarter. Try to claw their way back into the game. Motion in the backfield. DeRocher up under center, takes a snap, hands off straight ahead, and driving forward with the football is their fullback, number 44, Isaac Gratton.
Senior fullback Gratton with a nice run off the left side. Good job by the BFA offensive line, giving Gratton somewhat of a hole. And Isaac did the rest. Good, strong run.
Second and goal, ball now spotted at the Hornet 5. Rathburn splits out wide to the near side. DeRocher hands off once again to the fullback. Not a lot of room this time, though, for Gratton. No gain.
Essex wasn't fooled, Tate, as you just mentioned on that particular run. Gratton was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Really important for BFA here to put a touchdown over the end line for a lot of reasons.
Again, shut out in the second half at Middlebury last week. Do not want to have the same situation again at home against the Hornets. So here we go. Third and goal for BFA. There's a snap, quick snap, and driving ahead, and a signal, touchdown! Touchdown, BFA! Dave, I'm going to rely on you.
I couldn't really tell. Nice job by DeRocher. Really tough. You know, it's a little dark in that corner too, so really couldn't tell who brought the ball over the end line for BFA. We will get that number.
Sure, Chris Wood caught it with his eagle eyes. Bobwhite's going for 2 here. There's a snap, calling his own number. 35 on the 2-point conversion is, they're saying no.
Yeah, Tate, it was James Harrison, number 55, that actually brought that in from the 5-yard line. So
okay, so Harrison's first score of the game and the season.
And the season, right? And he showed a lot of showed a lot of tenacity getting over the goal line, and we just qualified. That was his first score ever. So big, strong, defensive player for BFA. Excellent run. Was not successful on the 2-point, but congratulations on that first touchdown for Harrison.
Well, it's not often you see a number 55 getting a handoff.
That's right.
So Harrison for the touchdown. Bobwhites huddle up here, see if we might see an onside kick. They pull within 35-18. Ireland with the football. He'll look to tee it up at the 40. Nothing to lose here with an onside kick, right, Dave?
No, I don't think so. We just talked about momentum. Great job by BFA taking the ball, moving it down the field, sticking with their system and their offense. Harrison getting his first touchdown of the season. Sounds like ever. And some real positives to take away from. Be great to get the ball back here. I agree, Tate. There's nothing to lose.
Essex kick return team expecting the onside kick from BFA. Hornets have, looks like their hands unit out there. And Ireland with the kick, takes a high hop, and ball is loose, and who's going to come away with it still as there's a pile up? No signal yet. BFA has the ball. And credit Ireland on that kick, because when you kick that, you want that second rotation to have the nose of the ball to hit and bound high into the air, and that's exactly what BFA got.
Looked like Isaac Ellick, number 53, might have been able to come up with that football. So excellent job. I'm not sure who the BFA defender was on the kickoff team that made the initial hit. It was a great, one of the Essex hands team members, Tate, as you mentioned, jumped up in the air to try to retrieve the football. Credit BFA for one of their defenders on the spot, making the tackle, causing the fumble, and looks like Ellis picked that ball up.
All right, not over with yet. 5:33 to go. Bobwhites trail 35-18. Have an opportunity to pull within 10. There's a snap. Play action. Droscher back to his own 40. Now looking, he's just got to throw the football away. Out of bounds.
Almost picked off by Crete, number 15, the sophomore defensive back for Essex. BFA fortunate not to get called on a holding penalty, as DeRoche was being pressured from the backside, and the Essex coaching staff not really happy with the no call.
Well, Essex defense completely selling out to the pass at this point in time, as the clock is on their side. Rafferty splits out wide here to the near side. 4 receivers set for the Bobwhite offense. Here's the snap. DeRocher, quick pass over on that far side to Rathburn again. Again, Dave, you've mentioned it. We've seen that many times tonight.
It's a quick 7 or 8. You know, it's that quick hitter. All it is just a little hitch route. Rathburn lines up on the outside, splits out, doesn't really do, just runs and does a quick little dig. And
if they're going to give it to you, take it, right?
And they've given it to him all night long.
Sets up a 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2. 3 receivers set here to the near side. There's a snap. Rolling here. Seneca looking. Sidearms it, and incomplete. Pass was intended for number 32, Laughlin, who hadn't turned his head around. A little miscommunication on that one.
I think there was either miscommunication on the route between Laughlin and DeRocher. Not sure who, but ball was thrown into an empty space.
I mean, you wonder if DeRocher thought it was going to be a little flare out, and then, again, Laughlin was heading down the field. So, all right, here we go. 4th down. Bobwhites have seen a few of those here this evening. They've had their share of conversions. They're looking at a 4th and about 3 here at the Hornet 38. Shotgun formation for DeRocher. He'll take the snap, drop, rolls here to the near side, looking downfield, scrambling, now looking, fires it high, and is incomplete. Pass intended for Daniel Rafferty, but well defended. And the Bobwhites will turn the ball over on downs.
Yeah, DeRocher didn't really have many options. Credit the Essex Hornet defensive backfield, Tate. They really did a nice job with blanket coverage. Everybody that had gone out for BFA, all their receivers were covered pretty extensively. Seneca tried to force one in. He really had no options. And credit, once again, the Essex defense.
So Bobwhite defense heads out on the field here. I have a sneaking suspicion we'll see a lot of handoff to Tanner Robbins or his replacement.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect that they'd put the ball in the air.
There's a snap, calling his own number as Bowen, and Bowen races ahead for about 7 yards with 4:30 to go. So the Hornets going to keep the ball on the ground and try to grind out the last 4 minutes of tonight's ball game.
Well, you'd expect that Coach Curtis is just going to milk clock here, right? Take the possible maximum amount of time between plays, keep it on the ground, keep it really simple, try to get a 1st down or 2. That should be the ball game.
So the Hornets that started the season 0-2 rebound these last 2 games. They'll even their record to 2-2, and the Bobwhites will be looking to get off the schneid next week at homecoming. Handoff again over to Robbins on the far side, and he twists and bobs his weave down to the Bobwhite 39, and a Hornet 1st down.
BFA really just has had no answer for stopping Robbins much of the night. Here and there, they made a few stops on him, but he's run. We don't have the official stats, but I would imagine it's getting close to a couple hundred yards. If you include that 64-yard touchdown run at the beginning of the second half, a minute in, would you agree? He's probably close to 200 yards on the ground.
Especially if you want to count that punt return, where it was another 30 yards. As far as returnable yards. 1st and 10, down to 3:35 to go here. 1st and 10 for the Hornets. Taking their time at this point. 2 receivers set here to the near side. There's a snap. Bowen calls his own number here to the near side. Racing ahead, wins the foot race, and Bowen stays in bounds at around the 32. He's tackled.
Actually have Crete. They put the sophomore Crete tape back in at quarterback. And I want to correct my last statement. That wasn't Robbins that scored that 64-yard scamper. That was quarterback Bowen in the beginning of the second half. But so either way, Robbins probably not for 200 yards, but I would imagine between 130 and 150.
So Crete back into the game. He saw a little action on one series back in the first half. Down to 2:30 to go here. Long count. Allaire splits out wide here to the near side. Crete just looking at the official, sees the hand go up. Now he's going to take the snap. Crete calls his own number, and he's wrapped up. Gain of 1. Big number 54 in on the tackle, and 64 for BFA.
William Broich and number 64, Drake Remillard. First time they really had a handle on either Robbins or Bowen Tate in this second half.
Sets up a 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2. Under 2 minutes to go. This is when it starts to feel a little bit colder on the field.
Right.
When you're on the losing side. And in the press booth. Long count. There's the snap. Handoff again here to the near side to Robbins. He bobs and weaves. Wow, he was able to stay it up. Lost his footing, Dave. Was almost kind of just sliding along on that turf. Kept his balance and got the first down.
You got to give him credit. He saw the out of bounds. He wasn't going to run out of bounds. He knew he probably had the first down, and he just did his best to stay in bounds to keep the clock running. So smart play by Robbins.
Down to 1:24. As the Hornets head into victory formation. Bowen checks back into the game for these last few snaps. Hand goes up. Bowen takes the snap, takes the knee with 51 seconds. And that may do it. We may not see another snap here. Officials may just run this one out. Let's call it that. Dave, your thoughts on tonight's game?
Well, you know, BFA did a nice job in that first half. They really moved the football effectively. You got to give Essex all the credit for the adjustments and the way their football team played in the second half. They played well on both sides of the football, offensively and defensively. Really stepped up Tate defensively. BFA really couldn't do much at all. And, you know, Seneca DeRoche really had to run around quite a bit to try to make plays happen. And it was very difficult just because of the defensive front. The linebackers and the secondary played well. And on the offensive side of the football, Essex played great. It started off with that 64-yard scamper by Bowen with a minute into the third quarter. That pretty much took the wind out of BFA sails.
Down to the 000s, and that will do it. Want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Again, remind our viewing audience, we'll be back here next week as the Bobwhites host the Burlington South Burlington Seawolves. An important game for BFA as they want to stay in playoff contention. They'll need a victory next week. Dave, anything you think the coaching staff might say, talk about after this game?
Yeah, I think
next week.
Yeah, absolutely. I think obviously they're going to focus on, coming out really ready to play in the second half. I mean, if you think back to the Middlebury game, no offensive scores, against Middlebury. 20-20 at halftime. Middlebury comes out, punches a touchdown in. They win by a touchdown here tonight. Essex really just kind of passed all over BFA, more run than pass in that second half. So I think, you got to play 4 full quarters, and I think that's going to be the message this week during practice.
All right. Well, that will do it. For Dave Burno, I'm Tate Brooks. Thanks again for tuning in. Our final score this evening, it was Essex 35, BFA 18. You were watching BFA Bobwhite Football on Northwest Access TV. Thank you, everyone, and have a great night.